All right, hello everyone. My name is Aliana Moxenchuk and I am with Jamie from Key Celery Nutrition. And today we are making flourless muffins. And to be completely honest with you, the first time I ever had a flourless muffin, I didn't trust that it didn't have flour in it because you can't tell, right?
No, it's very spongy.
Yeah, they're very spongy, they're moist, and they're delicious. And you literally cannot tell that there's no flour or anything in it.
Right.
All right, so before we get started, I'm gonna walk through what I'm using here. I'm using my silicone muffin liners. I love these. I don't know if you have one of these at home,
Cute.
but I got it at Walmart. These are so easy to clean and they make baking so much easier because I don't know about you, but I don't like scrubbing those metal muffin liners, or even if you buy like the silicone little cups, these are just so much easier. Then they pop right out. All right, so I'm using avocado oil spray, which is here, to spray my muffin liners so that they don't stick. You can buy this at Trader Joe's. You can buy this at Costco.
Mm-hmm.
You can even use a spray bottle that you have at home and put avocado oil in there.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, it's much more economical to do that way, but this is also a lot more convenient.
Yeah.
So pick how I'm using almond butter here. So one thing I want to talk to you guys about, you can use almond butter or peanut butter in this recipe, but one thing I want to point out, because I think it's something that not many people know, I didn't know before I started getting into cooking and, you know, became a chef, was that peanut butter actually can contain mold. And so it's a thing that we suggest even for people who do eat nuts, but people who have some sort of inflammatory thing going on, they can't figure out why you're sick. We typically suggest avoiding peanuts because peanuts, for whatever reason, are more likely to have mold in them.
Okay.
So I always go with almond butter. That's my nut butter of choice.
Okay.
And
would any other nut butter work for this, like cashew butter? Or
yeah, and you can use the peanut butter, but it's something that I always tell people to be aware of, especially some people who feel great, they can eat it, something like that. But if you are experiencing weird food issues and you're not sure what's going on, do your best to avoid peanuts because they tend to sometimes have things in them that you don't want. Another thing is whenever you're buying nut butter, even buying any kind of nuts, is you want to be aware of what ingredients are in them, because sometimes even if you look, it says raw nuts, there's a sunflower oil.
Right.
There's canola oil. There's sugar.
Yes.
And it's like, I thought I was just buying almonds. No, there's actually so much other junk in it.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you're just buying there's nothing in it and you're good to go. I get mine from Costco and haven't had any issues with it there. But just make sure that you really check those labels because those labels will tell you much. All right, so I'm adding my almond butter to my glass bowl here. I have it all pre-measured out because it's easier for the sake of this live, but the recipe is in the link and it's on my blog at Aliana's Kitchen. All right, so for the zucchini, I'm just using a cheese grater and we're just gonna get a cup. I keep the skin on. When it comes to preparing any kind of vegetables, I always try and use as much as the vegetable as possible. You're throwing money away when you throw part of the vegetable away.
Right.
And B, it's good for you. So why not use it all?
Yeah. Whenever I made my muffins, my neighbor gave me a big giant zucchini. So zucchinis are very in right now. Like everybody's growing. They're huge.
Yes.
So not only did I make these muffins, but I also made a zucchini bread out of it too. So
nice. So you got a lot.
I got a lot
out of your zucchini. Yeah.
My zucchini.
Use your full zucchini. All right. One thing about zucchini is that whenever it's getting too overly ripe, it can become soft. So if that's the case, that won't work for this recipe because it would make the muffins way too moist. So you want to make sure your zucchini is just right. All right, so let's add this to my measuring cup. I'm just going for a cup here. Does not have to be exact. All right. Dump that in. All right. So now I'm going to add my pure maple syrup. which I don't know about you. Do you go to Costco or Sam's?
I go to Sam's Club.
Okay. So do they have maple syrup there? Pure maple syrup?
Yes.
Okay. So I love Costco pure maple syrup because I go through this stuff like crazy, especially when I'm cooking for all of my clients, because this is my go-to sweetener of choice when it comes to paleo, AIP, baking. Make sure that you're buying pure maple syrup. Aunt Jemima, is it Aunt Jemima? Is not, is that how you say it? Aunt Jemima?
I think so, yeah.
Is not real. It's, I don't even know what's in it. It's like mostly corn or something.
Corn syrup maybe, or
corn syrup. We don't want that. We want pure, real maple syrup. And you can find that at Costco, find that at Walmart, Sam's Club, Whole Foods. Just read your labels.
Right.
That's like the biggest thing. If you read your labels, you'll be good, right?
Right.
All right, so I'm going to add my egg. Mind opening that trash can for me?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, I'm gonna grab my egg. I have my little cup of chocolate chips here. When it comes to baking, there's a few different types of chocolate chips you can use. I really like Q. They're super clean. They're a little bit more pricier, but you get what you pay for in terms of quality of what you're eating, right? They're great. Enjoy Life has them, which are allergy friendly. There are a few, there are more ingredients in there, but those are still, allergy friendly.
Right.
So there are a lot of options out there, but again, just read your labels. Adding my baking soda. I'm gonna wash my hands because I touched raw egg.
How much baking soda was that?
I pre-measured it, but all of the measurements are in the recipe.
I think it was a teaspoon or
3/4, something like that. All of the measurements in the recipe, I would never expect you to remember them. All right, I'm gonna do a little dash of cinnamon. Add that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my spatula and I'm just going to mix this together. And see how doesn't really look like a muffin consistency, but these guys pop up. I'm telling you.
They do.
They do.
And they're fluffy and moist.
Yeah.
I was surprised how quickly this came together, and it was really quick to make in the oven too. Yeah,
for sure. And did your son have one?
He did. He loves them.
All right, good. I feel like that's always a true test. The kids eat it.
It's like a really good go-to breakfast in the morning whenever you're running out the door. A good go-to snack, like quick grab and go.
For sure.
And then I was even thinking too, I was going to warm one up this morning, but maybe put some ghee on there or coconut butter.
Yeah, to get some healthy fats with it.
Right.
Absolutely. So I'm just using my cookie scooper here. You don't need to use a cookie scooper, but I find it so much easier. And then I'm just putting these directly into my silicone baking sheet. In terms of freezing these, you can totally freeze them. I do suggest if you're freezing them, don't use the paper liners because they may get a little mushy. But aside from that, they freeze beautifully. And I always store them in the fridge because there's egg in them.
Right.
So you want to make sure you set them in the fridge. So I'm going to pop these in the oven.
So whenever I made mine, I used, it was less than 1/4 cup in here, and there's still plenty of muffin in here.
Yeah. They're so delicious.
Yes.
Super kid friendly. Again, there's no flour in these. It's literally nut butter, eggs, zucchini, a little bit of maple syrup, and some chocolate.
Right. So where can everybody go find this recipe?
You can find it on my website at www.alianaskitchen.com. And let us know if you have any questions. We always love cooking with you guys. So if you have any requests, we would love requests. So if you have any special requests, just DM us and we will add that to our list. Thank you so much for joining. Is there anything else?
No, I don't see any questions. Just
awesome.
Likes and
waving.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you.